That's this one.
That's fantastic. I do. The whole world knows about this amazing studio you've got.
So when you're doing something, I'll come and just make sure that it's close and
Yeah, okay. I'll try and,
Yeah, we should be professionals at this
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
time we've finished.
maybe we should be drinking beer while we're doing it.
Oh, safety instructions. It's quite funny when you're actually talking to no one.
You're talking to me.
Yes. Well, it's
Yeah, we should.
101.
So shall we go? Yeah, this is your call.
I'll just close this door.
All right, so I'll stand over here with you, I guess.
Yeah, come over here. Come over here.
Well, I'll stand at that here. I'll stand. Otherwise, it's a little bit. There we go. See?
We're ready to go. Okay, well, hi everyone. We're here today to make pretzels with you. When my kids were younger, when they were at school, they did some tours of Europe and they actually experienced Oktoberfest in Munich, and they're very enthusiastic about it now, even though they're back in Australia. One of the things that they raved about were the pretzels. Pretzels to me, when I was in the UK, were just those little hard biscuity things.
Yeah.
I had never experienced real pretzels. You know, we're going to make them today, and also a cheese sort of spread dip to go with them. So Kate and I are going to do it between us. Kate's a real expert on pretzels. She's
I married a man from German background, so I had to become an expert. I wouldn't say an expert, but I do love making them, and they're so yummy to eat.
So let's just start cooking. The pretzels are the recipe on Cookie Dough. We're actually just going to do half quantity, which you can do if you only want to make 5 or 6.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real. It's live.
Okay, so we're just going to put all the ingredients into the bowl. 300 grams of baker's flour.
And if you don't have baker's flour, you can actually just use plain flour.
Actually, that's wrong. We're partway through the recipe, so we've got to do the milk and the yeast first.
Aha. See, and this is what's great about the Thermomix. It tells you what to do, and we're
Right.
adjusting it, so we just simply adjust everything to it. So what we're going to do is heat up the milk and the yeast to get that brewing and ready to go.
Okay, we'll go back to the start of the recipe. Good job, I've made it before, else I might not have realised.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start by adding the milk. So half of 400 is 200. And the scales, of course, come up any time that you're required to use them in a recipe. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of instant dried yeast.
Can I tell you, if you're in a hurry, add 2.
Yes.
Fast track.
Things up. And then we're just going to warm that. So the next step is just 2 minutes at 37. Speed 1. So how come you met your husband?
Well, at a pub, funnily enough. Yeah, so we were, he was back from Europe and he was back for a wedding, and I met him at a pub. I was living in Perth, and I'm from Queensland originally, and we met. I said I was on my way to Europe. He said he was on his way back. So he picked me up at the airport in London when I got there, and that was pretty much the end. And we've just celebrated 28 years together.
Fantastic.
So
Fantastic.
clearly we enjoyed the travels.
So this is actually going to use the dough mode, and obviously you can use the dough mode for making bread, pizzas, gnocchi. It comes up with some cookie recipes and the buttermilk scones, I think.
Yes, and it's such a fantastic recipe because it literally just throws the load back and forth and makes it tumble, which incorporates everything.
Yeah, I know
So
it's great.
It doesn't overwork it.
No, and it's great for people, getting a little bit older like me, where you're getting a little bit of arthritis in your hands. So the dough mode is a really good one, and it's just a couple of minutes.
It is, and you still get to play with the dough afterwards. You know, so you don't lose that part of the process, that therapeutic. It just fast tracks and gets it going for you. So it's a really, really good thing to do.
So do you make pretzels at home much now?
I do. I make them a lot. So I was saying to Carol that the last big batch I made was for my husband's 50th birthday, and I threw an Oktoberfest birthday party. And I think we made nearly 200.
Wow.
So I made, and the good thing is I made all the dough the day before, put it into greased Ziploc bags and let it do a slow rise, and then it would stop to the portion of that bag, then bring it out that day, open the bag and let it develop, and then roll them all and off we went.
Okay, so now we're going to add the flour. 300 grams of, this is just plain baker's flour. 1 teaspoon of salt.
And we've already added the yeast.
Yeah, these was in with the milk to warm up. And insert the measuring cup, and then here it brings up the dough mode. See the little dough. And then we'll just start it out. It's just a 2-minute knead. You know, when I'm making bread, I actually like to mix the ingredients before I knead them. But this just seems perfect, actually. I was a little bit nervous, but the dough is really good.
Yeah. So we're just before COVID, we went to Europe, and we went to one of the Bavarian, and it was about 10 o'clock in the morning, and they just bring down baskets.
Come on, Jim.
They just bring around big baskets and offer you hot, fresh pretzels while you're drinking your beer. It's fantastic. You don't even pay for them. It's like complimentary nuts, complimentary.
Yeah. Is it like a street, more like a street food?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just so traditional to the October.
Yeah.
And it's an easy, and it goes well with beer, you know, and it's a warming, nourishing sort of a food as well. So I haven't done this yet, but I'm toying with the idea of putting sort of onion through, really like the bagels.
Yeah, they are quite similar to bagels.
They are. Yeah, the dough's got that chewiness, you know, from the boiling that you do. So boil before you bake. So because of that, it's yeah, I don't know about the sweet ones. You could leave the salt out and then maybe add like a raisin to it. So yeah, it's something definitely to play with. This is always just the base and then fly.
Yeah.
So it's only 20 seconds left to go, and we're having a chat while it's doing our work for us.
That's one of the great things about a Thermomix. It saves you so much time. Yeah, even 2 minutes. You know, you can be
2
emptying
minutes
the
here,
dishwasher.
2 minutes
Yeah.
there, yeah, chopping up,
Just
the
having a
next
chat, talking to your kids.
thing, help you with homework, making lunches, you know, all those jobs that we do,
There we go.
putting on lipstick. Oh, that's yeah.
So that's
fantastic.
the dough. It's perfect. So we're just going to tip this out onto the mat over here. I'm just going to see if I can highlight this one. Oh, I think it's okay, actually. Let's just see.
So just twisting your blades back and forth like that will release the dough from the bowl. And have a look in, and look, nothing left. Fantastic.
Yeah, I've just pinned you, so.
Excellent. I'm just going to take off my rings. I've washed my hands already. Just saves me washing them later. I do love the girls. It's just a practical thing. And then you just work the dough.
You might have to speak up because
Okay. You just
work.
work the dough. I usually put a little bit of oil down when I do it. Actually, I think, is that what's in here? Oh, that's water.
That's water.
Yeah, I just do that really for myself. I do it with most of the doughs that I work with actually. And I put it on my hands. I just find I get a much easier movement with the dough. So this is like quite a firm dough at the moment. And I can't even remember, do we let this dough sit?
Well, yes, we're going to fold that up into the thermo mat and let it rise.
Okay, so I might fold it up into this one.
We have
because
repeated.
this, love a blue Peter. Now I have these wonderful ladies in my life, Carol, is one of them, and she's English. And apparently,
And Australian.
oh yes, and
And
Australian. But apparently in England, blue Peter means like one I prepared earlier. You
That's
know,
right.
just like us. So I'll give you that
Give
one.
me that one. I'm going to put that back in my oven.
So a blue Peter is a dough that Carol has already made, and it's already in a mat.
That's my old mat. That one's 7 years old. It was the very first one I got with my
And
first
still
mat.
going strong.
Still going strong.
That's what I love about Thermomix products. They are
So you
all,
can transfer that to there.
yes, I will. Quite amazing. Let's get all that dough. Didn't make it for no reason. So we've got this lovely, lovely dough, and then we can just cut it up. How many is this meant to make?
It's meant to make 5, about 100 grams each.
Okay,
If you're
so very measured. That's 100.
yes, you know,
That's
I'm
110. You
I'm
know.
an ex or semi-retired research scientist, so I actually weighed mine.
And I just look at it and go, yeah, well, that one's a little bit shy, so I'll add that to that. That one seems good, that one seems good, maybe that's got a little bit more than it should. There we go, that's about exactly
Yeah, you
100.
can actually tell quite well just by eye.
You can.
Yeah.
Right, so then you just roll them out. I might just, this is just a little bit slippery on the bench. So I'll just, I've got one of these very old benches, not a stone bench. It just sort of sits there like a rock, really, on that. So it depends on how fat and thin you want them. That's about perfect, really. Can you see that there? Okay.
And there's actually scale on the mat too. So
Oh, there
you
is.
can-
Oh, that's right. So if you were Carol, you could roll this out to exactly the same size each time, which would be maybe 50.
Yeah.
And that's not what I do. So, and then simply do that. So I don't know. So it's flat. It's a little bit fatter there to get that foldy thing. Do this, do this, do this. And if you want to make it look really pretty, but they don't in Germany, I can tell you can put them underneath. But, and then you can stretch that out like that.
And that just goes on there.
On there,
Or you can go on this one if you like, and then we can
perfect.
hold them when you're ready.
Now I'm going to show you one thing that I actually do. I make these a lot. And it started because we're having friends over for drinks, and I make what I call a pretzel stick.
Oh, okay.
And then depends on how fat or thin I want them. And then I'll stand them up in a glass, you know, we'll drink some beer and use it to
So like
dip
a
in.
breadstick.
Breadstick, yeah, but they're chewier and they're yummier.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so I usually make a tray of them, and then I'll freeze half, and then I put them in lunch boxes and things like that, you know, and I might throw a dip in there. I think you're making a dip later on, aren't you?
Yes, yeah. When you've done that one,
Yeah.
because you've shown the stick and the one pretzel,
Absolutely.
I want to actually make the dip.
And then this is a little baby pretzel, if you just want to have some baby pretzels. And just separate there like that, so.
Okay, well, let you
There
carry
we
on
go.
with that.
Okay,
and,
thank you.
We'll look at making the dip. Let's just see if I can pin me. Still not very good at doing these things. Speaker.
I actually measured that, you'd be proud of me, to see if it was 50.
Okay.
Oh, bit long.
All right, there we go. So now we're going to make a dip. It's a cheese dip, but they also call it a cheese spread. Obatzter. It's a bit of a mouthful for me. It's got 2 T's around a Z, so a little bit difficult to get out.
That means you have to be German to say.
Yes, maybe. So this is also on Cookie Dough. So I'm just going to finish this recipe and go to my recently cooked, because I did make this a week, 2 weeks ago.
Was it nice?
Yes, it was. Well, actually, I did a Did I do a video? I think I did a video of it. And I said, you know, my husband's going to like this. And he did, because he ate the whole lot. So I didn't really get much chance to try it.
We used to order it in a restaurant that used to be in the city when we used to take my father-in-law there. And yeah, it's such a yummy dish.
It does seem nice. It's got mature soft cheese in it, a brie or camembert, which I love. Anyway, we're going to start with some spring onions. You can use spring onions or echalot. And we're just going to chop. So that's just 3 seconds. It's 5. I cut the spring onions into fairly small pieces to start with, because I don't like a lot of stringy spring onion.
Yeah, it's spring onion.
It's nicely chopped there. I think you've got to get the texture that you like, haven't you?
You do.
Scrape down the sides with the spatula, trusty old spatula. So we've got 200 grams of camembert. It's at room temperature, so it's very soft. I love camembert and brie, and I love them warmer too.
Oh, baked camembert.
Yeah, we were thinking that we might try brie or camembert and ham with the pretzels.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Like you do with the great bagel.
Yeah.
150 grams of smooth ricotta. And then there's a little bit of seasoning. So this has got caraway seeds in, which is a little bit of maybe an acquired taste. I'm used to it because in the UK, my grandma used to make seed cake, which is a cake that's got caraway seeds in. There's also a little bit of sweet paprika, some salt, and some pepper. So those are all just going in. This is a really quick and easy dip, as most dips are really with the Thermomix. It's just a case of mixing this now and stuff.
I think that's mums in at home.
Yeah.
So instead of paying $5 for a dip,
Yeah,
and
it's
it'll
fresh.
make double the amount.
Yeah. No, I think dips are one of the amazing things that Thermomix does. Entertaining so easy because it's just well, that was 20 seconds once the ingredients were in. And I've just scraped it down, but it's a beautiful color. It's slightly creamier color now because of the sweet paprika, but you can still see those bits of spring onions in. A bit of texture. I'm just going to put this into the bowl. How are you going with your rolling, Kate?
Oh, very well. Yes, I made some different shapes. So I'm doing some rolls as well, little pretzel rolls.
This would be a great activity to do with the kids, wouldn't it?
Oh, school holidays. What a great way to keep them all, you know, like cooking their own lunches where you get something done. Even if it's that sitting down and breathing. So we all need to remember to do that in school holidays, don't we?
We certainly do. It's actually, I think,
And for
mental
all those
health
mums,
week, isn't it? Or
it's what week?
mental health day or something
It
tomorrow.
is. I think it's a month, actually.
So it is in
doing it home. We need it.
And along with Pizza Month, and we definitely need to take care of ourselves, that's for sure. I'm just going to pop a few caraway seeds just on the top there.
This is out for this.
Yes, whatever you want to.
Excellent.
So there you go, there's the cheese spread cum dip.
Yum.
Okay.
So now we're going to do the boiling and
we're going to do the boiling. So we might pin back to you.
So I don't know how to turn that on.
Okay, I will come and do that for you, and we'll just move that.
I know how to use a Thermomix, but I'm not so sure about Carol's fancy stoves.
Just that one. And that will heat up really quickly, and I'll just check.
There we go.
Does that look okay? I think it does.
So we'll go here. Now I said to Carol, I actually brought some pretzel salt. There we go. So pretzel salt is really big and it's meant to look like that. And at first I was like, I'm not really so
It's
sure.
like rock salt, a bit like rock
It
salt.
is a bit like rock salt. And actually I think my husband's put rock salt in the pretzel salt. Because that is pretzel salt, that it's very white.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I think he might have topped up the jar. So that was nice of him. But there you go, you know. Look, I have even labelled the jar, pretzel salt. But that said, yeah, we could use some of this, some of the other salt.
Yeah.
And Carol's got some wonderful black sesame seeds.
Yeah, and then some hemp seeds.
Hemp seeds.
Yeah, I really like hemp seeds.
Is it just hemp seeds?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah. A little bit nutty.
I'll definitely get those. And then there's another, the bagel salt.
Yeah.
Is it bagel seasoning, is it called?
Not
And it's
sure.
on cookie dough. And that would be amazing as well. It's just a mixture of lots of different
Yeah.
things. that
I
goes
thought
in it.
if you were going sweet, you could put poppy seeds on too.
Yes, poppy seeds and orange, yum. So what we're doing,
Almost at the water, isn't it?
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So what you do is, this is like bagels, you boil them before you bake them, and that is to get that chewy consistency. Becomes tricky when you've got the sticks. I've actually got a big bowl that I do it in. So I think we might be getting close to our time, are we?
Yes, you
So
can.
it's
You can just pop
literally-
it back on. It's 10 seconds.
It's-
or ish.
Yeah, that's right, on each side.
It's very quick.
Very, very, very quick.
You can put your turn.
Dripping all over Carol's
It's all right.
kitchen. Won't be invited back for another night.
Of course you will. It's much more fun with two.
And do you know, I wouldn't do lies if it wasn't for Carol, actually, if we're being 100% honest. See that bubbly? That water has got bicarbonate soda in it. And that's what gets that bubble up. And that's what gives the colour, you know, that really rich colour onto the table. It does give it a slight flavour, I've got to tell you. You'd know it from normal pretzels anywhere. But if the kids don't like it, just leave it out. Leave out the bicarb. It'll still work. You'll still have a chewy pretzel. You just simply won't have that colour, rich colour. It'll look more like the ones that you have to pay a fortune for at the pretzel shop.
Would you replace the bicarb with a bit of salt if you didn't put the
No,
salt in?
I would just do water. And I've done it before where when they come out, I've actually buttered them with salted butter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, really yummy. That's what I actually do for my
I
husband.
think any fresh bread with butter is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so they're all done. It's as quick as that.
Okay, we can pop them in the oven. Oh, you want to put some seeds
I
and
thought I
salt
put some
on it?
seeds
Yeah.
on. Yeah, but you know what? I can do that, and then if you like, you could show everybody the blue Peter.
The blue peated ones, absolutely. Just get them out of the oven.
Sorry, I'm standing in front of the sun. These lights, but you can see that I need my hair done.
So that you can pop those just into the oven when you're.
Perfect. Do I need to time them?
Yes, it's supposed to be 12 minutes, I
Okay,
think.
perfect.
All right. let's
I'll
just
remember that.
see. Get back to me.
And there's no reason why you couldn't put salt and seeds.
No, that's right. I
You
think
don't have to limit yourself.
you can put salt on all of them and then add other things.
There you go. I've been given the go ahead. I like salt. I
So,
wasn't sure because Carol's very, very healthy.
oh, no, I like a bit of salt. I don't add lots of salt to my meals, but I do like salt.
You need a bit of salt.
Yeah, some things particularly. So these are the pretzels that I made just before we started.
Don't they look yummy?
They do look yummy actually, very yummy.
If I'm good, I might get some.
You will get some.
I brought beer to drink.
We're going to have a beer and a pretzel after we finish
A
this.
beer and a pretzel.
Sounds really good.
Does, sounds perfect.
So just before we hop off, we'd just like to say that we are thermomix consultants here in Perth, Western Australia, and both of us would love to help you if you have any questions or if you're interested in seeing a little bit more of what the thermomix can do. We would be very, very happy to help you. We're going to be doing some other things too. I think Halloween's coming up, so I'd certainly like to do a few Halloween things.
Sounds perfect.
Focused on maybe the kids' enjoyment of Halloween. You can do bloodied fingers and ghost biscuits and things like that.
Well, there might be a cocktail that we can.
That's true. We might be able to make a cocktail too. All right. So I think that's probably it
That's
from
us
us
done.
for today.
So I better pop over and say goodbye.
Okay. Ciao for now. Take care, everyone.
See you later.
Take
Thanks
care.
for watching.